You know, we all talk about letting go. It's become such a common phrase. But today, we're going to push way beyond that. We're going to explore what happens when we're asked to let go of not just our problems, but our most cherished beliefs, the things we hold most dear, right? Usually when we think of letting go, we think of dropping the negative stuff. You know, bad memories, old habits, toxic relationships, all the baggage. But what we're digging into here is, well, it's way more radical. This is about letting go of the good stuff, the very tools we use to grow, our spiritual concepts, our big ideas, even our definition of truth. It's one thing to clean out your basement. It's another thing entirely to tear down the whole house. And this quote, this ancient line from the Diamond Sutra, it just perfectly captures the paradox we're up against. It sounds like a brain twister, right? But the wisdom here is so deep. It's saying that any teaching, any dharma, is just a raft to get you across the river. Once you're on the other side, you don't carry the raft on your back. You have to let it go to truly be free. So that's our starting point. Section 1, Beyond Conventional Letting Go, which leads us directly to the big problem. Section 2, the spiritual knowledge trap. You've probably heard this classic Zen metaphor before, but it's crucial here. Spiritual teachings are like a finger pointing at the moon. They're just pointers, signs. The knowledge trap is when we get completely obsessed with the finger. We study it, we analyze it, we argue about it, and we totally forget to actually look up and see the moon for ourselves. The moon is the direct experience, and we're stuck staring at the signpost. And the ancient Upanishads warned about this thousands of years ago. It's a powerful reminder that no matter how sophisticated your philosophy is, it's still just a concept. The moment you cling to a perfect description of enlightenment, you've just created a brand new cage for yourself. It's a really subtle form of bondage. It's like mistaking the menu for the meal. You can't eat the words on the page. Okay, so if concepts are the trap, how do we get out? Well, there's a method. And that brings us to Section 3, the path of not this. This powerful practice is called neti neti. It's a Sanskrit term from the school of Advaita Vedanta, and it literally means not this, or maybe not this, not that. Think of it as a process of elimination, a spiritual via negativa. It's designed to surgically remove everything that you are not, so you can discover what's left. So here's how it actually works. You take anything you identify with. Am I this physical body? The practice replies, neti, not this. Okay, well, am I my thoughts, my feelings, my personality? Neti, not this. What about that incredible, profound spiritual bliss I felt on that retreat? Even that, neti. It's a radical, systematic dismantling of every single label you've ever put on yourself. And here's the beautiful punchline from the great sage Nisargadatta Maharaj. The whole point of neti neti isn't to find a new label or a better definition for yourself. No. The point is to completely exhaust the mind's addiction to labels. And when all the false ideas are finally dropped, what's left? That is your true nature. So if neti neti is the method of subtraction, this next part is the mindset that goes with it. Section 4, Cultivating a Beginner's Mind. This is the wonderful idea of Shoshin, or beginner's mind, which was made famous by the Zen master Shenryu Suzuki. It's the simple but incredibly difficult art of approaching every single moment as if for the first time, with total freshness, without the weight of what you think you already know. And here's why this is so powerful. The expert's mind, you see, it's often closed. It's full of answers, so there's no room for anything new. But the beginner's mind is wide open. It's free from that burden of having to be the expert. It's present, it's curious, and it lives in this state of creative not knowing, which is where all the possibilities live. This brings us to one of the most jarring, most shocking, and most profound statements in Zen. If you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. Now, obviously, this isn't literal. It's a fierce, radical command. If you create a mental image, an idol, a concept of Buddha or God or enlightenment, and you start worshiping it, you have to destroy that concept. It is the ultimate test of non-attachment. And this is where the path takes its final, most paradoxical turn. Section 5, letting go of seeking. The author of the source material we're drawing from tells this really personal story. They'd spent years and years in deep spiritual practice, searching, striving. And then, one day, in Los Angeles of all places, in January 2008, a very simple insight just landed. And this was it. The insight was that the very feeling of, aha, I finally get it, is just another thought passing through the mind. It's a mental event. Truth isn't something your intellect can conquer or possess. It's the state you fall into when you finally give up trying to figure it all out. And what's so amazing is that this isn't some fringe idea from one obscure tradition. You see the same insight popping up everywhere. Advaita Vedanta has neti neti, this systematic negation. Zen has Shoshin, this radical openness. And you even see it in Christian mysticism with the concept of Gelassenheit, which means letting be or letting go of concepts. They're all pointing to the very same moon. Which brings us to the grand finale, the ultimate payoff. Section 6, the freedom of no position. You know, when you step back and look at it, the entire spiritual search is kind of set up like the ultimate cosmic joke. We spend all this time and energy, sometimes lifetimes, striving, collecting knowledge, building these magnificent palaces of concepts, only to realize that the thing we were searching for was right here, all along. The only thing that was obscuring it was our search for it. So we arrive at the end, which isn't really an end at all. This explainer doesn't tie everything up with a neat little bow. Instead, it leaves us with this huge, echoing question, what to do now? And maybe, just maybe, the answer isn't a new thing to do. Maybe the answer is a new way to be. In the quiet, spacious freedom of having no answer, no position to defend, and absolutely nothing left to prove.